GG's, Sandadas, Hyenas, Scuba Dobbs, who learned from Scuba Steve was criminating y'all. I rock Luther King X. Don't forget that Kennedy's doing his millimeter march right here on YouTube. We conduct that ourselves in the most highest likes what you make it. Can't love it, can't hate it. It's gonna be simply what you make it, GG. We in the elevator. Who's elevator? God's elevator, GG. On our way up to the top, GG. You heard? We're building our 2020. I rock Luther King X. Don't forget the Kennedys doing his millimeter march right here on YouTube. We conducting ourselves the most highest $. We in the elevator. Who's elevator? God's elevator. On our way up $. You heard God choose you because he knew he could trust you. You God's best kept secret, GG. And right now, I'm getting like I'm not getting sick of it. I'm not getting frustrated because it is what it is. They going back and forth. People's going back and forth and shit like that. But right fucking now, we gonna keep it raw and fucking uncut, Fuck the gimmicks, fuck the lollygagging, fuck the me he did, maybe he did it, what's going on, what's happening, you know what's going on, real shit, fuck it, we gonna have to keep it blunt, cut, and it is what it is. Stop trying to go over niggas' heads, make niggas fucking mediocre, and that's why life is way watered down now, that's why life is overrated, because niggas is acting too mediocre for life, GG, real shit. And Big Meech fucking set up Cuffy, that he did, that's what it is, but 50 Cent, and Big Meech didn't, then he didn't, but 50 Cent right now, he say, fuck the bullshit, he's taking it to war. He's going all the way to war. He don't want to hear shit that people got going on, he said that he's taking, at the end of the day, Big Meech buckle up, because he ain't stopping, he said, fuck little Meech. He called Big Meech a bitch. And that's just what it is, GG. And I'll let you hear it for yourself. This is not me saying it. This is what he's saying, GG. But I'm just so sick of maybe he did it. Maybe he did. This is what it is. Cuffy said that homie was snitching on him. So look, this is what it is. If Cuffy was called you, right? If you and your boy, right, was the biggest drug dealers in the world, right? And he called you and said, yo, this person's a CI, and you called him and say, nah, she's not. And then she is a CI, nigga. So who the fuck? And then you still fucking with the CI. You don't think you're going to cut that girl off, Like, she's just a female, She's just a female. So why you still working with this girl, And it doesn't matter about 50. 50 don't have no ties to this girl, But they do, GG. They absolutely do. See.
I'm not trying to let nobody trick me off the street.
You trick Cuff off the street, nigga.
I never folded, never told.
You
never
told
did.
Tammy to tell, bitch.
That's before the time, always with me. So I'm doing this for my loved ones and the support of my friends and family.
Y'all gonna be disappointed when Lil Baby don't show up? When Skilla don't show up? When Vizzo don't show up? When all these motherfuckers don't show up?
I wasn't gonna address this.
Man, this nigga reading drops, man. Look at you reading this shit.
But I never folded, never told, never will. Death before the sign, always with me. So I'm doing this for my loved ones and the support of my friends and family. Come out to the Amaran Arena.
He can't even go. He wants house arrest. He can't even go.
I'm not trying to let nobody trick me off the street.
You trick Cuff off the street, nigga.
He should come off the streets. GG. That's crazy. He said that he can't go, bro. He's on house arrest and that. He can't be outside past 6 o'clock, GG. 6 o'clock's crazy. I thought it was 8, but 6 o'clock's crazy. He's on house arrest. He can't even go. Laugh out loud. Nah, chill, fifth. We done with the small Meech. In the 90s, how long before the short dude with big eyes remarked this? Meech looked defeated, laugh aloud. There from Kingpin, he looked. You know what I'm saying? This is what it is, too. This is what it is, and this is what it is, people, that's in people that actually live, people that actually live in people that actually living in the drug game and living, actually they feel bad for them because it's like, yo, everybody's living, bro. Everybody's living. People was in a pen 20 years, 30 years. They're like, yo, he made it. He finally made it. Why can't he live? Why y'all trying to tarnish it? It's not us tarnishing it. It's just if he is what he is, no one's gonna care. Let's be realistic. The nigga Cuffy, we gotta be born to cut. The nigga Cuffy is saying, yo, Big Meech snitched on me, Big Cuffy saying that Big Meech had him working with some Tyler Cohen's girl, and she's the CI, but the CI still was working with Big Meech. If that's the case, she would have never had the life right. She would have never been fucking with Big Meech. She would have never been thinking, but she is, point blank, period, You're not gonna be on the same side. You're not gonna be at the same side as a girl who snitched on your partner, You're not even gonna talk to her no more. Why would you? Why would you sit there, Why would you sit there and actually talk to a girl, who snitched on your partner, who snitched on your partner? That don't even make sense, Gigi. That don't even make sense, That don't even make sense. So right there, we gotta take consideration what is due, Like, wait a minute, if y'all two partners, and he told you that she was a CI, how the fuck you still fucking with her, That you're not saying that she's not the CI, You told us you didn't fold, You said that with your own mouth. You said, yo, I didn't fold, I won't fold, I bet, so be it, So if you didn't fold, you know what I'm saying? You never told you won't fold, Maybe he didn't. Maybe he's saying like, yo, nigga, I never told her that I set this nigga up with this girl, but shit, was it me? I didn't tell her, she told her, You know what I'm saying? But did you tell her to do it, And if you did tell her to do it, why was you still fucking with her after the fact that Cuffy was knocked off, Gigi? That's what I don't get. Why was you messing with her after the fact, Gigi? You know what I'm saying?
Let the world know, man. Check this out, man. At the end of the day, man, he used a civilian. Tammy ain't got no motherfucking G code that she got to follow.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
So I don't have a problem with Tammy whatsoever, man.
Right.
As long as it come out who sent her. I know that Tammy was sent. You understand? You feel me? By Big Meech. Right. I know she was put.
Bro. Did you hear what Cuffy says? He said, bro, I have no problem with Tammy Cohen's, She is a civilian, She's supposed to tell. I wasn't fucking with her, She couldn't tell on me, I didn't have conversation with her, but we want to know, who sent her, Who is the person who sent this person that don't know me from a hole in the wall, that don't have no type of drugs, that automatically got 100 keys, saying that they delivered it for Dimitri Fennery, and that they gonna think. So that's that. You know what I'm saying? Let's get real. That's it. Fuck the gimmicks. Fuck the bullshit. Fuck what niggas is talking about. We gonna have to be more realistic than ever, because we understand that people do try to put murder in people's name. We understand that people do try to put mustard on people's jacket. We understand that life does be a little bit iffy, but it can't go over niggas' heads. And y'all not about to keep going on with this mediocre shit, saying this and that, saying that, We're not about to do it, We're going to have to keep it 1,000, It doesn't fucking matter. If you did, live your life, nigga. Everybody's still living, bro. That's just what it is, bro. Like, they did him.
So, man, at the end of the day, man, he used a civilian. Tammy ain't got no motherfucking G code that she got to follow.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
So I don't have a problem with Tammy whatsoever, man.
Right.
As long as it come out who sent her. I know that Tammy was sent. You understand? You feel me? By Big Meech. Right. I know she was put on the mission, homie.
Right. Yeah. No, listen, I talked to Five. He definitely putting something in the works, and I'm gonna let him know. You said your daughter and your wife is who you want to be your point of contact on the streets.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna put him with my wife, homie. 34 years, man. I got a family, homie.
Got you.
I got 6 motherfucking children, beautiful children, man. You feel me?
Got you. I got you. No, listen, when I tell you,
let Fitty know, man, ain't nothing but love and respect, man.
Look, I'm gonna tell him that I talked to you about what you don't mind if he put anything out on his page of what me and you talked about earlier and what we talking about right now.
Hey, homie, tell that nigga hurry up, homie. I fuck with Bill, man. I know he's a real nigga, homie.
For real.
Tell Fitty hurry up, homie.
All right, let's do it.
Tell Fitty hurry up.
Yeah, man, let the
Tell
world
Fitty
know,
hurry
man.
up,
Check this out, man.
So he's not even mad at Tammy, He's not even mad, He already did his time, The ambitious is getting money past the king of the D. I wanted it so when we spread our wings, we could go anywhere we wanted without being seen. Shit got real, the daughter. Shit got real, the daughter. And 50 says that he's going to war right here. He says, fuck Big Screech.
I would say this, and
This means we going to war.
as far as I'm concerned, if all of the hostages aren't returned by Saturday at 12 o'clock, I think it's an appropriate time. I would say cancel it and all bets are off and let hell break out. I'd say they ought to be returned by 12 o'clock on Saturday, and if they're not returned, all of them, not in drips and drabs, not 2 and 1 and 3 and 4 and 2. Saturday at 12 o'clock, and after that, I would say all hell is going to break out. And I don't.
They said no one wins a war, the daughter, but there's casualties, the daughter. And 50 said maybe he won't win, the daughter. Maybe he'll have to take a loss. But what's his loss, the daughter? The big Meech script, the daughter. Like he owns the daughter, so he's gonna have the big Meech scripts on deck, the daughter. Like what's gonna be the war, the daughter?
I wasn't going to address this because I'm not trying to let nobody trick me off the streets. But I never folded, never told, never will. Death before dishonor, always with me. So I'm doing this for my loved ones and the support of my friends and family to come out to the Amaran Arena, February 13th.
She got too real. She got too real. She's getting too real.
I wasn't.
It's getting too real. That 50 disrespect the shit out of me.
I'm trying to let nobody trick me off the street.
You trick Cuff off the street, nigga.
I never folded, never told.
You
never
told
will.
Tammy to tell, bitch.
Death before dishonor, always with me. So I'm doing this for my loved ones and the support of my friends and family.
Y'all gonna be disappointed when Lil Baby don't show up? When Skilla don't show up? When Vizzo don't show up? And all these motherfuckers don't show up?
I wasn't going to address this.
Man, this nigga reading drops, man. Look at you reading this shit.
But I never folded, never told, never will. Death before dishonor, always with me. So I'm doing this for my loved ones and the support of my friends and family. Come out to the Amaran Arena.
He can't even go. You on house arrest. He can't even go.
I'm not trying to let nobody trick me off the street.
You trick Cuff off the street, nigga.
But I never folded, never told.
You
never
told
will.
Tammy to tell, bitch.
Death before dishonor.
Ah! He said you told Terry to help it. Yo, this shit's getting spicy, the daughter. It's a rap, the daughter. It's a rap, the daughter. It's a fucking rap. It's damn, the daughter.
I know who you.
It's a rap, GG. It's a fucking rap. And 50 Cent, the daughter. We gotta keep it honest, the daughter. Let's just keep it a buck. Let's just keep it all the way a motherfucking buck, the daughter. Let's just keep it a buck, the daughter. If sure, so we just gonna put it like this, the daughter. If Cuffy said that Tammy Cohen is a CI, the daughter, right? And she was working with the feds, the daughter, and she happened to get a cut, the daughter. They happened to get paid. They both got a couple dollars. She got a couple dollars. He don't need a couple dollars and say you probably let her keep the couple dollars or whatever the case may be. But whatever happened to happen, the daughter. Meech was still messing with this girl for years on end, knowing that she set up his boy. So that's enough. Right there, it's just enough to be like, yo, Meech, you did wrong, the daughter. Because why the fuck are you fucking with this girl, the daughter, that put your mans, that got your mans locked up for over fucking 20? And this ain't no regular nigga. This is a nigga that put meals in your pocket. This is a nigga who paid off your debts before, the daughter, that you paid him back, whatever the case may be. This is a dude that was still on deck for you, the daughter. But you know what I'm saying? We can't be on this, oh yeah, he say, she say. It's just, it is what it is, bro. It gotta be, and you gotta see it with real eyes. We can't manipulate people to be talking to that and talk their way out of situations. We can't manipulate people to be watered down, we can't manipulate people to be lesser than what they're supposed to be, real stands on real, we understand that people got enough money that they could talk their way out of the situation. They could probably put this and this and this, but they're saying that Cuffy is knocked off, he is gone, because of the situation. Gone. And it hurts, but it is what it is. It is what it is, bro. So if 50 take it too far, I mean, he called him a whole bitch.
I'm not trying to let nobody trick me off the street.
You trick Cuff off the street, nigga.
But I never folded, never told.
You
never
told
will.
Tammy to tell, bitch.
That's before the sign. Always.
Yo, this dude's yo 50 said, yo, gloves off, nigga. We going to war. We going to war, the Dada. Ain't gonna be none of that shit, the Dada. We going to war, GG. We going to war. That's yo, 50's tripping, bro. We going to war, GG. He said, fuck that thing. He said, I fire little Meech. He said, I fire little Meech, nigga. That nigga said, I fire little Meech. Little Meech never took a picture with Slow Buck. I don't know why they take it. I don't know what's going on. Little Meech goes to 50 Cent's hood and chills with Slow Bucks, the Dada. Big Meech chills with Rick Ross, the Dada, and Southwest T hangs with what's it? Southwest T was hanging with what's the name? Southwest T was hanging with Supreme Son. So Supreme Son, Rick Ross, it gotta be something gotta be going on. Is this something that we don't understand? Is this something that we don't get, the Dada? Like everybody went with someone that's like, it gotta be niggas trying to say they trying to show a lesson, like, yo, we fuck with all the ops, the Dada. We fuck with all the ops, the Dada. Like what? And it hits different, the Dada. It hits different. It hit different. Shit get critical. Shit get critical real quick. Critical.
And finally address if he a snitch or not.
Okay.
Breaking news. We got breaking news. Big Meech finally responded. It's not going to be a long intro, so make sure y'all hit that like button. I need 1,000 likes on this one, man. I need 1,000 likes.
50 double down. Who's Cuffy, the Dada? Damn, man. Look at Big Meech's face, bro. Look at like he's not aggressive. Like, damn, the Dada. Damn, the Dada. Cause those are his people, so you know he's gonna feel bad, bro. Like, you know, Cuffy his people. He raised the kids. He raised the. That's crazy.
Come out to the Amaran Arena, February 13th.
Bruh, 30-second video and you doing promo, not gonna cut it, bruh. We need an in-depth breakdown on what happened, because 30 seconds, bro, no, we not doing that, bro. That's not cutting it, bro. We not doing that. But 50 Cent not feeling it neither.
I'm trying to let nobody trick me off the street.
You trick Cuff off the street.
I never folded, never told.
You
never
told
will.
Tammy to tell.
Before the sign. Always. So I'm doing this for my loved ones and the support of my friends and family.
Y'all gonna be disappointed when Lil Baby don't show up? When Skilla don't show up, when Vizzo don't show up? And all these
I wasn't gonna address this.
man, this drops, man. Look at you reading it.
Little Baby's not showing up. Little Baby backed out. So why they still got his name on the card? All them people's not gonna show up. Why they name on the card then? They showing up.
But I never folded, never told, never will.
They showing up. We're gonna see if they show up. And if they show up, then you on. If they show up, then we understand. The Dada. That
Death before the sign. always with me. So I'm doing this for my loved ones and the support of my friends and family.
And even if they don't show up, have Ja Rule show up, have these other people show up, Ja Rule, Rick Ross, and everybody that 50 Cent beefing with to hurt.
Come out to the Amaran Arena.
He can't even go. He want house arrest. He can't even go.
Yeah, man, let the world know, man. Check this out, man. At the end of the day, man, he used a civilian. Tammy ain't got no code that she got to follow.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
So I don't have a problem with Tammy whatsoever, man.
Right.
As long as it come out who sent her. I know that Tammy was sent. You
Right.
understand? You feel me? By Big Meech.
Right.
I know she was put on a mission, homie.
Right. Yeah. No, listen, I talked to Five. He definitely putting something in the works, and I'm gonna let him know. You said your daughter and your wife is who you want to be your point of contact on the streets.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna put him with my wife, homie. 34 years, man. I got a family, homie.
Got you.
I got 6 children, beautiful children, man. You feel me?
Got you. I got you. No, listen,
Yeah,
when I
man,
tell you,
that city know, man, ain't nothing but love and respect, man.
look, I'm gonna tell him that I talked to you about what you don't mind if he put anything out on his page of what me and you talked about earlier and what we talking about right now.
Hey, homie, tell him hurry up, homie. I know he's a ring.
For real.
Tell 50 hurry up, homie.
All right, let's do it.
If y'all tapped in with my channel, then y'all know Cuffy is the one Tammy allegedly set up to give Big Meech a time cut, which made Big Meech a third-party cooperant. And in his jailhouse interview, he continues the campaign that Big Meech set him up and used Tammy to get him indicted and sentenced to 27 years.
CS1, Tammy Collins testified that she became a government informant to give the Meech Slinger a time cut. And we said, whoa, you serious? So then she further testified that he was aware of the deal. Special Agent Keith Cromer testified that Flannery was aware of the deal. Flannery just wanted to make sure that his name wasn't in any court documents. Simple, man. It's that complicated, man. He called me in 2013. Yo, bro, what up? Yo, check this out. I got some good people, man. Yo, I got to get off this joint. Holla at Tammy. Let's get it. He introduced me to Tammy around 2009. My job was to procure a movie script. And so that's what we were working on. I told her that she needed to get his life rights and that I would get us a deal, which me and Louis Burrell did. Louis Burrell is an Oakland MC Hammer's big brother.
Got you.
We go way back around with him on the music tip years ago.
So he told her, so he's the one that told Tammy that she needs to get the life right. When me said that, Dundada, when Meech seen that, Meech is like, yo, he's trying to take my life rights, Dundada. Like, he felt different. He thought that he was going to take his life rights, Dundada, and run off with it, and this and that, and this and that, and this and that, Dundada. Nah, nigga, you was going to get paid, Dundada. You probably would have got paid more by Cuffy than anybody else, because anybody else is just business. You got to understand, 50 Cent needs to get it. If 50 Cent is going to put you on his platform, he's going to be business. So you knock out Cuffy, which is the middleman. He's going to middleman you with MC Hammer's brother, Dundada. You knock him out the picture so you could go directly to the source, which is 50 cents. So when that shit happens, Dundada, guess what happens, Dundada? It just happens how it's supposed to. It happens just like that. Karma comes, nigga, and smack you in the face. If you would have just did the first deal with Cuffy, Dundada, and what was going on with him and everything else, Dundada, you probably would have been good, Dundada. Everything would have been good, Dundada. You still would have got out right here, Dundada, everything. But since you ran with 50, Dundada, you thought that you was going to snake 50 just like you snake Cuffy, Dundada, and it didn't work on your behalf, Dundada. You couldn't take the rights back, Dundada. You couldn't move like that, Dundada. And the person who has the rights is Tammy. So you thought you could come back and Tammy thing. Between you and Tammy, we don't give a fuck. You want your life rights, nigga? She got your life rights, nigga. Get them, Dundada. Even if 50 got your life rights, nigga. If you big time, nigga, go get your shit. Go Suge Knight them, Dundada, for it, Dundada. Yeah, if that righteous, I mean, it's yours, but hell nah, he helped you, but you know what I'm saying? That's why it's war. That's why it's called war. WAR, because 50 Cent's not about to let you, him waste his life, nigga. Father your son. That nigga don't even father his own son. So since he don't father his own son, why the fuck he wastes his time fathering your son, putting his characteristics in your son, because your son is around him and he's putting his mindset with your son, so your son could get by, because your son still didn't know who the hell he was, he was trying to figure it out, 50 Cent was like, yo, you a real nigga, this is who you are, this is what's going down. So if that shit was gonna happen, if that shit wasn't gonna happen, now everything is all fucking up, GG. Everything is all fucking up. Things don't fuck up out of the blue, nigga. Things fuck up because the way it's going, it's not working the way that you used to, because everybody thinks it's supposed to go one way. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to just go one way. Just like 50. 50 thinks it's supposed to go one way, Like, if Big Meech took a picture with Rick Ross, nigga, and it was only Rick Ross, so be it, nigga. But come on out, if things is different, it's not about Rick Ross, nigga. It's about Supreme Son, and it's not about Supreme Son, Southwest T, because that shit was a bump on the shoulder. It is what it is. So he's like, all right, bet. Boom. So Southwest T, took the picture. Boom. Let him take the picture. Boom. Big Meech comes home, take the picture with Rick Ross, all right, bet, we don't know what's going on. Then Little Meech go back to the hood, and just riding with, he's with Slow Bucks. Nah, you see, it's something bigger, something bigger than the process, and before it gets too big, before we don't know what's going on behind closed doors, guess what? We gonna make y'all say what's behind closed doors. So 50 Cent's gonna put this shit out there so you can start speaking about what the fuck you got behind closed door, because the way that you did Cuffy, you're not even implicated in the situation. So the way that you're about to do 50 don't even know how you're about to do it. So he don't trust you at all. 50 Cent don't fucking trust you. He's not fucking trying to trust you. He don't want to trust you, nigga. You already did your boy, nigga, Cuffy, nigga. You did him so wrong, that. Maybe you got a plant in here somewhere. Maybe you got a CI up in here, Maybe you had a CI in here all along, but just CI was Tammy Coleman's, and Tammy Coleman's is a shorty, and shorty was fucking this nigga, that nigga. You know what I'm saying? You allowed him to be fucking. So at the end of the day, she girls pillow talk, and after a while, they start speaking, That's just what it is. Like it gets real further than it's supposed to be, How the hell is 50 Cent? How the hell did the messages go from, oh, thank you 50 for, you know what I'm saying, putting out the BMF show, thank you for working with us, thank you for what you're doing with my son, to come home and taking pictures with Rick Ross? Like, what the fuck did Rick Ross call you in them 20 years? Rick Ross was talking to you, Rick Ross was sending you kites, and if he was, so be it, You got the right to take a picture of whoever you take a picture with, But that doesn't mean, that people supposed to sit here, and live in La La Land or live in fairy tale land and think like life only goes one way. Life goes always, nigga. This is the way that everybody chose to do, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they didn't think it was gonna hit different, but it hit different, when niggas start to fucking realize what is going on, bro. And maybe Big Meech was like, yo, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, but it's not like fuck it, bro, because it's just so it's like it is what it is. And Southwest T, he got party, so he's actually good. He's living his best life, you know what I'm saying? And it gets spooky.
Good, got Hollywood in a headlock. And so me and Tammy have been taking meetings in LA for years, starting back in 2009. So we had nothing to do with any. It's perfectly legal. As a matter of fact, all of it is documented in the case, in the paperwork. So let's get back to Blue in the blue Bentley Coupe.
Okay.
So when I come to town, I run into the homie, Lil Blue. I grab the car, and so I'm moving around. But before the Meech sent another Mexican at me, that was a government informant. Confidential source. I didn't know that they're bad, but when I meet him, he rubbed me the wrong way. You feel me? And so I bagged up both of them. But come 2018, when we get the discovery, I find out that he was an agent, and that a confidential source had introduced us to. Who introduced me to him? Nobody, nothing other than Big Meech. Nothing came out of that because he rubbed me the wrong way. He got to talking about.
And the crazy part is that this is what he's trying to say. He's trying to say like, look at me. If Big Meech sent me a CI before, right? Big Meech sent me a CI before the daughter to do work with me, the daughter, right? So he sent a CI at me, the daughter, right? So let him send a CI at me. So the Mexican, he probably like, yo, I'm in this shit, the daughter, but I'm gonna tell him, you know what I'm saying, in some way, somehow, the daughter, I'm gonna let him try to know, like, yo, the daughter, this shit's, you know what I'm saying, you gonna do some weird shit, the daughter, because you know what's gonna spark up a weird mind, the daughter. So if he sends me a CI, maybe you don't know that the first person was a CI, the daughter. Maybe not, the daughter. Maybe you just don't know, the daughter. So we're gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. But then Tabby Cohen's a CI too. And then after I told you she was a CI, the daughter, while I'm knocked off, the daughter, you're knocked off, the daughter. You say keep talking to her, like, nah, call her. Maybe you got it fucked up. What? Yeah, right.
Who caused this, man? Is it paid for? So it just rubbed me the wrong way. Right. I didn't think he was a police or anything. I didn't think he was a police, but he was just weird. You feel me?
Right.
Forward to 2018.
Got you.
Fast forward to 2018. That's in the DEA 6 reports. That a confidential source introduced me to that confidential source. You have to understand this generation. You have to understand this generation. They got a mentality. He didn't tell on me. You feel me? You go around in every city now. This generation here running around with rats because they got a bag. You know, you feel me? I've lost 30-year partners. Some Detroit, don't say their name, you understand, who told me, yo, man, the homie was trying to get the Mexican. He wasn't aiming at you. What? You telling me that the homie was trying to tell on the Mexican, and that's cool? So you're dealing with a different generation, homie. Dog, check this out, homie. This indefensible. You feel me? Indefensible, homie. So this is what I told my crew and all the fellas.
Yeah, the daughter. So, yo, I know the Mexicans ain't fucking with Meech, the daughter. Like, what the fuck, nigga? They not fucking with this nigga, the daughter. Whoever the Mexicans are, the daughter, wherever they're at, the daughter, they're like, yo, Big Meech, bad news, the daughter. Who knows, the daughter? We don't know what they think of the daughter. We don't know what they think of.
That I rock with. I told them that they're going to have to hide Tammy Collins. And at any point that he fell out with her, because she's attention hungry, at any point that he fell out with her, that she would spill on him. You feel me? Right. And this is what we have coming to fruition right now.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So this is indefensible, homie.
All right. I
50 feel the same way I feel. This is grateful. You feel me?
Right.
So indefensible, homie.
Right. So how do you feel about people like Lil Meech and the Sosa guy, like trying to attack your family name and directly trying to go at your people, at your blood? How do you feel about that?
It's a deflection. You know, I have no comment on these guys. Sosa's a worker. I don't know his son. I remember being around his son when he was first born. I know his mom, Tyra, but I don't know the kid, you understand? But, you know, they trying to fight for their brand. They trying to savage this BMF home, because this is how they make their living. They're sitting in the clubs still to this day. You feel me? They trying to savage their brand, homie. And you don't have men anymore. So the silence only says complicity. You feel me?
Everything is allegedly, but to me, it's just cemented that Big Meech went bad. He didn't give a breakdown. He didn't get into no details, nothing. All he do is say,
Why would Big Meech? Why would 50 want Big Meech back in jail, GG? Like, so he could continue capitalizing. Nah, the daughter 50 Cent guys, 50 Cent got power, the daughter. He got his own shit going. He got Raising Kanan, nigga. He got the Tommy series, the daughter. He got Theme of Thefts, the daughter. Thieves of Den, the daughter. He got fucking Den of Thieves, the daughter. He was in Expendables, the daughter. 50 Cent was in Mad Movies, the daughter. 50 Cent, you know what I'm saying? He's doing his thing, the daughter. You know what I'm saying? Like 50 Cent still got money from touring and shit like that. The daughter. Why would he want? He just thought that I'm gonna fuck with Big Meech, the daughter. Big Meech fucks with me, the daughter. And this was gonna happen, the daughter. But Big Meech had other plans. Big Meech was like, yo, the daughter, when I, like, you know what I'm saying? When I get home, I need all my shit, the daughter. He's a boss, nigga. Bosses need to work. Bosses always going to work how bosses work. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. Bosses ain't bosses always gonna be bosses, and they gonna think bosses. So him and 50 is not seeing eye to eye, you know what I'm saying? He's not seeing eye to eye, GG, and that's just what it is. The hell? It gets a little spooky, that's enough for him, bro. What people gonna do with Big Meech? Can't trick him out of the streets, saying that he
was aware of the deal, and that Demetrius had one request, and that his name does not appear in any documents. This was Special Agent Keith Cromer's testimony. CS1 testified, Tammy Collins, that Demetrius Flynn was aware. She signed to be a government informant to give Demetrius Flannery a time cut. She had the courtroom clear it out. If you go on Pacer, pull my docket sheet, you'll see where CS1 requested that the courtroom be closed.
Gotcha. Let me ask you a question, Cuffy. At any time during the initial stages of your indictment involving this whole Tammy Collins thing, did you talk to Big Meech, or did you send a message to Big Meech in any way to tell him or to alert him of what was going on?
We sent Big Meech certified mail. Big Meech set me up, and Tammy set me up with the sting in 2013. That's the last time I've heard from this nigga. We sent them correspondence through the attorneys, asking him, is he aware that his name is in court sworn documents and sending me a truckload of cocaine? He never responded. We know he got the mail because we sent everything certified. I have not heard from this nigga of 32 years since they set me up in 2013.
Right now, some of the most well-known members of BMF, like J-Bo, for example. J-Bo, he is strangely, suspiciously silent about all these facts that are coming out. I believe J-Bo is from St. Louis, isn't he?
He is. Okay. He is.
What's your relationship with him?
You know, I never knew J-Bo. He was cool with my little brother, Magic, or Wani. He passed on the first BMF indictment. He passed in USP Atlanta from a asthma attack.
Gotcha.
Hold up, man. So this one is very interesting, man. And before we continue, please remember to drop a like. It is OB Media News. So people are saying that Big Meech should actually apologize to 50, man. People are saying it's time Big Meech, just apologize, man. And I feel like Big Meech, probably regret linking with Rick Ross, man, because like 50's really bringing him down, man. Like 50's really digging the BMF.
So what y'all feel like? Y'all keeps, and this is why I understand that they keep singing Rick Ross. What does Rick Ross, the Rick Ross situation got to do with it, bro? He linked up with Rick Ross, but his brother linked up with Supreme, his brother linked up with Supreme's son, Then his son went to Queens, and was in the hood with Slowbugs. That's the rap. You being in the hood with Slowbugs. Who the fuck is Slowbugs? So they're not having that. Maybe Slowbugs someone big in Queens or something like that, but Slowbugs is the dude that happened to get jumped on stage and guys chain snatched on stage in front of the world could see. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that, the world's gonna see something. You have to let the world see the perfect timing to show your dominance.
Nowhere, and everything starts with the leader. I'm a good leader, so I got good people that follow.
Now, the 50 Cent versus Big Meech drama is something I did not see coming in 2025. I mean, back when 50 Cent was promoting Stars heavy, he kept announcing another show called BMF around that time. And back then, I don't think people understood how deeply the Black Mafia family was involved in both the Coca-Cola game and the music industry. But thanks to 50 Cent's involvement in producing their TV series, it's almost like BMF got a whole new lease on life and became more popular now than ever. For those of you who don't know, BMF, also known as the Black Mafia family, is a Coca-Cola trafficking and money laundering organization that began around the 1990s. Initially, it began as an operation between two brothers, Big Meech and Southwest T, but over time, BMF grew into a massive empire with over 500 members, eventually becoming one of the biggest drug trafficking rings in America.
Bam, banging on you, banging on you. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's the mayor over there. Yeah, we doing it big. I know what it is. Yo, we appreciate Miami. We appreciate the hospitality. We appreciate Smack DVD. We appreciate my man right here, Big Jason coming down here. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, man, we came to celebrate.
Miami appreciates you. 30 years ago, hip-hop, rhythm and blues, all that. Was what it was. This is what it is. Economy, community, the people, culture, the variation. That's right. Big event. This group here, unparalleled as far as peace. Exactly. That's right. Except this is cool.
These guys were moving heavy weight across borders and were responsible for a huge amount of drugs that came into the U.S. They did business with the Mexican cartels and would smuggle certain Coca-Cola bottles into states like Atlanta and Los Angeles. At their peak, BMF was a...
Damn, they did business with the Mexican cartel, but they had Mexicans for CIs, Dandada. And Cuffy just acknowledged, Cuffy just gave us that information, Dandada, and that shit's in the paperwork, GG. So more or less, Dandada, he had a CI, Dandada, the Mexicans. Damn, this shit getting spooky, bro. This shit getting spooky.
Reportedly worth around $270 million. So you can just imagine the amount of weight they were moving to reach that level of money. I mean, these guys were a big deal in the Coca-Cola trade. Now, by the late 1990s, after years in the drug game and selling Coca-Cola bottles, it seemed like a big...
Alright, because this is what it is, too. This is what it is. Most people, Dandada, let's get right, Dandada. The world is full of civilians, bro. You know what I'm saying? If there's, let's just, like, for example, this is an example, Dandada. If there's 400,000, if there's, like, 3 million people that lives in the city, Dandada, in your state, Dandada, right? So, boom. If there's, like, 300, if there's 4 million people that live in the city, I mean, your state, right? 4 million people, Dandada, small state, 4 million people, Dandada. Only like 300,000 of them people's from the urban community. Only 300,000 Dandada think or got a train of thought, Dandada, of a hood person, Dandada. You know what I'm saying? The rest of the people, Dandada, they live regular life, Dandada, civil lives. Everybody's living civilian lives. A lot of people, way more people are civil than there is hood, Dandada. But, Dandada, real is real, Dandada. Real talk is real talk, and betrayal is betrayal, no matter what playing field you at, Dandada. So that's why so many people could have so many comments like, oh yeah, Big Meech snitch, or 50 Cent wants Big Meech to go back to jail, or this, that, or this, that. They just gonna keep, they'll say a lot of things, Dandada, because it's just the outlook of what they think. If they don't care, Dandada. You think if there was a Big Meech shoes, they'll probably, half of the people that are talking, Dandada, probably gonna say, they're probably going to tell the Dandada. Half of the people in the hood probably going to tell the Dandada. And everybody, and remember, in the city where there's the hood, the Dandada, there's also good living around the hood, or maybe a good block that's, you know what I'm saying, that's expensive. So there's good blocks in area, so there's easy. So that makes less people, the Dandada, less people standing on business, but people who actually are standing on business and people who actually are paying attention actually understand that somebody's trying to cover up something, and something is going on here, Dandada, since everything is added up. They're saying, yo, Cuffy saying, yo, there was a Mexican dude, Dandada, that was my CI, Dandada, and then we go to another video, and they're like, oh yeah, Big Meech used to mess with the Mexicans. Wait a minute, Cuffy just told us, if I'm not mistaken, Cuffy just said there was a dude in the paperwork, say it was a CI, a Mexican dude, Dandada, that was sent from Big Meech. And he would, but nothing happened. Nothing happened because he peeped game. You know what I'm saying? He refused to go to jail, so it's nothing. Nothing happened. But damn, GG. Ain't that crazy?
Meech and his brother decided to wisen up and try to go legitimate, or at least make it look like they were trying to go legitimate. One day they were probably thinking, okay, we're making all this money in the Coca-Cola trade, but we need to wash our money and make it look legit. So what did BMF do? They decided to get into the entertainment industry, more specifically the rap industry, as a way to clean their money and make their Coca-Cola sales seem more legitimate. As a result, they began working with some prominent names in the industry and launched BMF Entertainment. Now, for the most part, BMF was known as a marketing agency that helped rappers gain prominence, and one of their most notable affiliations was with rapper Young Jeezy. When Young Jeezy was first entering the music game, he needed funding to build his empire. And who was there to support him? None other than the Black Mafia.
Who? Me, I get money when I sleep. 5 bricks on my lap. $100,000 nap. Nah, Jeezy used to go off the data.
Family. They helped get his first album off the ground, Thug Motivation 101, and you could say that without BMF's influence, Young Jeezy might not be as well known as he is today.
I can't sleep, we living in hell. First they give us the work, then they throw us in jail.
Also, allegedly, BMF played a huge role in getting Bad Boy Records off the ground at its inception. So with that being said, it's very clear why BMF was such a dominant force, not just in the streets, but in the music industry as well. They also had almost unlimited money at their disposal, and now they were using their power and influence to gain fame. But even though BMF was trying to look like their business was legitimate by getting involved in music, they had really been under investigation since the 1990s. So by the time 2005 rolled around, many members of BMF had been caught, and as a result, they began snitching, ratting out the entire organization. And that was the beginning of the end for BMF and their Coca-Cola empire.
With 4 new big arrests, Atlanta police believe they have just about shut down the so-called Black Mafia family. And as our Julia Harding reports, these suspects were hiding out in one of the city's most popular areas.
U.S. Marshals say this man, one of Atlanta Police Department's top 10 most wanted, and a member of an organized crime family, is now behind bars. U.S. Marshals tell me they arrested 37-year-old Ernest Dennis and 40-year-old.
And we're going to say this too, Dada, but you know what I'm saying? It comes with the game, GG. It comes with the game. And I'm going to let you know this too, Dada. First rule of the game, Dada, that's why the game is a scary place to join, Dada. When you have an organization, I understand that you have an organization, so betrayal could happen in your organization, Dada. You know what I'm saying? But one thing for sure, 2 things for certain, Dada. First rule of the streets, Dada, ain't no rules to the streets. Ain't no fucking rules, nigga. Either you dead or you're fucking alive. Point blank, period, Dada. That's just what it is in the streets, Dada. Either you're fucking dead or you're fucking breathing, Dada. So people could actually, you know what I'm saying? So if you breathe in the data, you taking it cautiously. So maybe Big Meech, the data, everybody done ratted on him, the data, and he took it to the chin like, yo, this dude is probably a stand up as individual in a way, you know what I'm saying? Because let me start it, because if he stood down the data and he took everybody who got locked up, he was like, yeah, it's my fault. I'm the one I was selling it. I made them sell. Fuck it. It's my fault. All these people is grown-ass men. He didn't have to take, like, that's like he took accountability for everybody, even the people who was telling on him, this is that. He just don't even, that nigga just don't, he probably just didn't think. But this is the crazy part is that if he would have never did what he did to Blue, because he was like, yo, Blue ratted. I think that's what got people to have this type of energy towards Big Meech. Like, nigga, wasn't you just coming at Blue? If you wasn't coming at Blue Da Vinci so fucking hard and saying this and saying that, I don't think a Little Meech too, and then all this drama and shit like that, and all this shit going on, like if he didn't have all that energy, maybe all this energy wouldn't even matter, bro. Because he actually stood up like a man, and took accountability for everybody who was on it. Yeah, they ratted on him. You just heard, like, everybody ratted on him. He had to sit there. He just sit there and took accountability. You know what I'm saying? Let his peoples out. Took all the 4. He even probably could have got pardoned. But he let fucking Southwest T get pardoned. I'm gonna get you out of here. You know what I'm saying? Because you not go, because my fault. Probably it's my fault. GG. And Southwest T probably was telling him, yo, take it easy in Georgia, nigga. Take it easy in Georgia, bro. Take it easy. Stop fucking with these people. Stop bringing so things. Stop being so friendly. You let everybody in your like thing. Stop doing that shit. Like you have to have a little bit more structure. Maybe he was saying that. That's why Southwest T, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, bro. But life goes everywhere. First rule of the streets, there's no rules in the motherfucking streets, Dandada. There's no rules, so you gotta watch it. You gotta be very, very scared, Dandada. Because what's gonna happen, Dandada? You know what I'm saying? People just try to slime people out, Dandada. What happens, Dandada? When people slime people out, Dandada, then now what happens, Dandada? You know what I'm saying? The one person is gone, the other person is just living, Dandada. It is what it is. And there's a cycle that just keep going on, Dandada. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, that's why you gotta be very, very, when you think about the streets and thinking that there's rules in them and thinking that it goes by this, it goes by that. That's like saying that, oh yeah, that's a stop sign right here. Every car is gonna stop for this stop sign. No, I'm still stopping and looking both ways. I'm not just going because there's a stop sign right there, because there's gonna be somebody who probably just looking down past the stop sign, someone not paying attention. You ever blew through a stop sign like, oh shit, there was a stop sign right there. I didn't even see it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be careful. It's just not one way. Ain't no rules. Ain't no referees. Ain't shit. It's just dignity and wow. Oh yeah, this is BMF and we stay down because we BMF and we said so. You know what I'm saying? And that, it didn't work out too good for Big Meech. Big Meech happened to get the bad hand of the stick, Dandada. You heard? But they didn't know nothing about Cuffy, and they didn't know nothing about these other people. They didn't know what shit was going on, Dandada.
Jonathan Manigault here outside of Buckhead Hotel. Both men, they say, are members of the so-called Black Mafia family.
That's why Big Meech took everything I fought, Dandada. I'm gonna take this shit as a man. Let me take this shit as a man, because if I take this shit as a man, Dandada, it's nobody's fault. It's not Cuffy's fault. It's not Southwest T's fault. He just happened to be my brother. It's not none of these fault. I got all these people caught up, Dandada, because the people who actually got caught up, Dandada, was a bunch of Georgia people that happened to understand shit, and then it made it bad for them.
Or BMF.
Anyone tied to BMF typically has an extensive criminal history, so we consider them to be very violent.
Investigators say the organization BMF is heavily involved in drug trafficking and has been in Atlanta at least since 2004. At that time, federal agents seized this limo with secret compartments that had almost $1 million hidden inside. Within the last 2 weeks, U.S. Marshals and Atlanta police have arrested a total of 4 BMF members, including these 2 men, Ricardo Webb and Tovis Raines.
We know that they don't have the level of contacts or the drug contacts or the access to drugs and money and other people the way that they had before. So we're definitely slowly destroying their organization.
An organization that at one time claimed to rule Atlanta. Now agents say that's no longer the case. In Atlanta, Julia Harding, Fox 5 News.
Big Meech and his brother were sentenced to prison, and with that, their empire crumbled. Now in the late 2010s, 50 Cent saw the potential for a TV show based on BMF and their story. He decided to recruit and mentor Big Meech's son, Little Meech, to play the role of his father in the show. Now at the time, Little Meech was trying to be the next big rapper. He had a few songs out, but he wasn't a major artist or anything like that.
We stacking it up, can't blame us. These niggas hating, here we go again. All of my killers is nameless. They won't hesitate to blow a clip.
So 50 Cent took this opportunity to put him in acting school for 2 years to prepare him for the role of Big Meech. So over time, 50 essentially became a mentor to him. After putting in work, Little Meech eventually landed the role of Big Meech in BMF, and in 2021, the first season of the show premiered.
It's still a surreal moment to me. Like, when I first met 50, I was still trying to find myself. My dad was calling me from jail every day. He was like, man, what you gonna do? I don't know. I always knew I wanted to be my own person. So I met 50. 50 put me in acting classes for 2 years in LA. Invested in me, paid for the acting classes. I had to go every day, 2 times a day, 5 days a week. In the morning, in the afternoon, come back home, study again, do the same thing the next day.
Wow, but a ball player.
Yeah, but I put in the work though. After a year and a half, and I got comfortable and I knew I was ready. I had to audition in front of Stars, and Stars okayed it.
Now, while BMF was airing and getting massive publicity, Big Meech was still in prison. But despite that, his popularity skyrocketed because of the show. Then, around 2024, Big Meech was finally released from prison, and thanks to all the attention he had received from the series, he immediately began associating himself with 50 Cent. Now here's where things took a left turn. Enter Rick Ross. Now Rick Ross has always been an avid supporter of Big Meech. Back in
Bro, stop saying that, Dada. It took a left turn when Big Meech was in jail, Dada. He comes home and his lawyers is in his ear saying, yo, 50 Cent 50 Cent made a contract deal with Stars for 150 million, Dada. You know what I'm saying? And Big Meech like, yo, what the fuck? We got burnt, nigga. We sold that shit for this much, or we got this much out of it. Like, what the heck? He could pay you up some money. Nah, I'm trying to get, you know what I'm saying, another deal. I need my life rights back, because of all this shit, we could make a movie or something like that. And that's gonna be my ticket out. You know what I'm saying? My ticket to be doing what I gotta do. I need a ticket too. So 50 Cent's like, nah, 50 Cent, they're not on the same page and shit like that. 50 Cent's like, yo, Dada, I wasted mad years of my life too, Dada, doing this shit, Dada, like, you know what I'm saying? So that's where it's not working out. It has nothing to do with the Rick Ross, nigga. Big Meech took the picture with Rick Ross, trying to tell 50, like, yo, we're not fucking with you, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's not Rick Ross because Southwest C took a picture with Supreme Son, and it's not that either because Little Meech went to the hood, Dada, and he was with Soul Bucks. So, like, what the heck, nigga? It's so much. It's so much been going on, GG.
2010, while Big Meech was still in prison, Rick Ross dropped his song BMF, which stood for Blowing Money Fast. But the entire song was actually dedicated to Big Meech, his brother, and their Coca-Cola empire. I don't know why, but whenever I think of Rick Ross, this is the one line that always comes to mind. I think I'm Big Meech, Larry Hoover, whipping work, hallelujah.
I think I'm Big Meech, Larry Hoover, whipping work, hallelujah.
That line was an obvious nod to Big Meech and his family, and with those words, Rick Ross was basically saying that he feels like one of the biggest gangsters in the game. So yeah, Rick Ross has been showing love to Big Meech and BMF from the very beginning. Cool. So fast forward to early 2025, and Big Meech and Rick Ross link up to put together a special concert. The concert is scheduled for the 13th of this month, with Rick Ross set to perform. And you already know there's no doubt that Rick Ross is about to perform his BMF track. Now, this seemed like a very positive move on Rick Ross's part. He clearly respects Big Meech a lot, and by doing this concert together and performing at the event, he was showing loyalty to the BMF family. But here's the problem. 50 Cent and Rick Ross are still beefing to this day.
I actually was just given a wonderful idea. For the other guy that want to use or potentially want to use my record BMF for his show, what I want you to do is spend a small change. The bottle now has to be a light up bottle. The bottle with the button at the bottom. So when you hold it up, I want it to glow. I want it to glow. The bottle may run you $10 more, but I'm sure you got that. But yeah, but everything else stay the same. Nothing changed. Just a glow bottle. So for everybody that's asking, is this a friendship? Far from. This is business. Two businessmen possibly conducting business. But I want you guys to be involved. I'm gonna let you guys have a poll. You pick the bottle, the rosé bottle, the black bottle, or the gold bottle. You know, this is a big opportunity for Curtis. This is the fastest growing champagne in the business. Spirits, Luke Belair.
So Big Meech and Rick Ross link up. They take some photos together and videos. And for the most part, everyone seemed to be happy for Big Meech.
So Big Meech wouldn't mind. Big Meech wouldn't mind having Rick Ross song that I think of Big Meech. He wouldn't mind having that song that played and 50 Cent's like.
Everyone except for 50 Cent.
It's the biggest boss, Ricky Rose. The time has come. Meech home.
Now you already know how 50 is. Whenever he's beefing with someone, anyone who associates himself with that person automatically becomes an enemy too. We've seen this happen with Fat Joe, Jadakiss. And even though it's 2025 now, and those beefs are long over, 50's mentality really hasn't changed. He's remained consistent in how he moves And honestly, aside from the game, he's one of those rappers who truly thrives on hip-hop beef. And I think 50 lives for this kind of drama. So when Big Meech began associating himself with Rick Ross, 50 was like, wait a minute, how are you aligning yourself with Rick Ross when Rick Ross hasn't really done much for your career? Yeah, he made the song BMF, but I made a whole TV show about your life. I put your son through acting school, and now he's a well-known actor. I mentored your kid, and without me, he'd probably still be a struggling rapper. And honestly, I understand where 50 is coming from, because let's be real, without the BMF TV show, the vast majority of people would not even know who BMF was, right? Yes, BMF was a huge deal back in the day, but at the end of the day, they were a criminal enterprise, and most of their activities were supposed to be low-key. But thanks to 50 Cent's show, BMF, they got a second lease on life. Big Meech became more popular now than ever, and so did his son. So I get why 50 feels like Meech standing with Ross is a betrayal. However, on the opposite side of the spectrum,
Fact, you can't beat that, Dada. Your son became you manipulatively. Cause when people see your son, they're like, oh shit, look at Big Meech. Yo, what's up, Meech? His name is Meech, Dada. And he's popular, and he could make a profit. He could go, and he got his own lane, and he did seasons of fucking things. So he did acting, he's in acting, he could go on, he could move, you know what I'm saying?
I also get where Meech is coming from. When Rick Ross shouted out Big Meech on BMF, Meech was still in prison. Such shoutout must have meant a lot to him. It was a public show of support, proving that Rick Ross had love for BMF. So in Meech's head, he was probably thinking, I can work with whoever I want. The beef between 50 Cent and Rick Ross is not about me. That's their personal issue. So why can't I work with both 50 Cent and Rick Ross? The only problem with that mentality is, for 50, things are very black and white. It's either you're with him or against him. There's no in between. And making a move like linking up with one of 50's biggest enemies, that, in 50's eyes, is a clear sign that you're against him. So on February 3rd, 50 went on IG and made a post. He uploaded a picture of a rat, and in the caption he wrote, I think I'm Big Meech. But why did he do this? Well, according to 50, when Big Meech was in prison, he gave ownership of BMF Entertainment to a woman named Tammy Cowens, and this happened around 2008. But the following year, Tammy allegedly became a snitch and began helping the authorities. And because of that, many people began speculating that Big Meech himself might have also become a rat. And that's why some people believe he was able to get out of prison early on his 30-year prison sentence, serving only 18 years. Now, we all know being called a snitch is a very serious accusation in the world of hip-hop and street culture. So for 50 to call Big Meech a rat, that's a major form of disrespect. And of course, Big Meech was not about to take the accusation lying down. In response, Big Meech posted a photo of himself on Instagram standing side by side with 50 Cent, but he edits the image, placing a rat emoji over 50's face, implying that 50 is a rat as well. Not only that, he also clowned 50 by calling him an internet gangster. Now don't get me wrong, I respect 50, but if we're comparing who is more gangster between 50 Cent and Meech, let's be real, Meech is the biggest gangster around. I mean, when it comes to the drug game, Meech was essentially the Pablo Escobar of Coca-Cola in the US. And don't get it confused, 50 also put in work in the streets, but his empire was nowhere as big as Big Meech's. Nowhere near. Now, some might argue that 50 was the smartest gangster of the two, because he made it out, went legit, and he built a very successful business empire. Meanwhile, Meech got caught, and everything he worked for was stripped away. So if we're comparing, Meech is the bigger gangster, while 50 is the smarter one. So after seeing this back and forth between Big Meech and 50, Rick Ross had no problem chiming in and giving his 2 cents. He dropped a very hilarious video on social media, mocking 50 Cent for being so mad about him working with Meech. And I won't lie, the video was very entertaining, right? I mean, back when Rick Ross was coming up in the game, I didn't really know he had this level of humor in him. But lately,
50 Cent more legit. 50 Cent more legit than that, more legal than that, and maybe he feels like maybe he don't know what gang. I don't know what's gangster, but gangster maybe gangster guy. I don't know if gangster guy do anything with violence or whatever the case may be. But 50 Cent was in way more violence. Way more violence than Big Meech. Yeah, Big Meech been in a couple shootouts, a couple this, but these people, the people who 50 Cent was warring with, they was dropping cops, parole officers, anybody who ever fucking try to act crazy, people who just who didn't want to buy their cars, people who was acting crazy. Like 50 Cent had like real life situations. So saying Big Meech is more gangster than that's a little wild crazy. And 50 Cent went legit and he has and he's being legit. That's when you start thinking. You could be unlegit for mad long but you're gonna have to go legit. You're gonna have to go legit. You have to go to legitimate. When you start going legitimate, that's when your process starts. The 50 Cent process has been started. You know what I'm saying?
he's almost become a DJ Khaled type of personality, constantly cracking jokes and making people laugh. In the video, he made it very clear that 50 Cent was very butthurt over the fact that he was working with Meech, and the way he did it was hilarious.
But you gotta understand, like I said, most of the world is civilians, bro. There's only a percentage of the world that's actually in the hood, You know what I'm saying? Every state has a little hood, and that's like 400,000 to 1 million and shit like that. If you got like 16 million in your state, or you got like fucking 8 million in your state, you got 8 million in your state, you got like 400,000. 1 million people that's hood, like 400,000 that's hood, like what? Like 200,000 that's hood, so most of them though, there's gonna be a big percentage, 23 million people in your state, 600,000 in the urban, like you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? And even people that's in the hood doesn't mean that they gangster or anything like that, but they see what's going on in more life. They see what the conflicts and what's going on. It's in your face. It's happening in your face, so you can see it. You know what I'm saying? The brutality, the cops fucking with niggas, this, that, for no reason, just because of who they are, just because of their complexion, this, that. So, you know what I'm saying? Get brutal real quick, so.
Took a picture with me.
And this is a correctional officer right here, This is a CEO, This is a CEO. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is they talking about, Like Big Meech, I can't front, Big Meech, you got Rick Ross sticking up for you, He was the CEO. You got, but it's okay. He could be a CEO. It doesn't matter, but he was a CEO, and an individual that's actually standing on business is not okay. Fucking, you got Young Buck, yeah, Young Buck got songs, yeah, niggas gonna respect Young Buck for what he did, niggas respect Young Buck, but he actually was with a training, like, he actually was, like, what you talk, like, you got, Ja Rule, you got Ja Rule, and Ja Rule made 50 Cent made Ja Rule switch his whole aura. This nigga was making R&B music, should have kept making R&B music, he would have been so up. But he wanted to, we gonna clap back. Let's take it to war. All right, so take it to war. Okay. You know what I'm saying, Gigi? So it gets hectic. It gets real hectic real quick, but this is the people, like, we need some real live individuals on the side of you. You know what I'm saying?
Put your back against the wall and just slide down.
Now, one thing about Rick Ross, he knows exactly how to manage his beef with 50 Cent and leverage it for clicks. In fact, in one of his videos, he openly said that he loves beefing with 50 because every time he mentions 50's name, people click on it and he gets a reaction. Instant.
He's saying that because 50 Cent made a sex tape with Rick Ross' baby mama. And what 50 Cent meant the sex tape with Rick Ross' baby mama, he put it out there. Rick Ross sued Rick Ross' baby mom sued, saying that 50 Cent put it out there. 50 Cent happened to win the lawsuit, but Rick Ross happened to win the lawsuit. So when Rick Ross won the lawsuit, they said that he can't talk about Rick Ross publicly, furiously, or whatever the case may be, and Rick Ross could talk about 50 Cent, but 50 Cent can't talk directly about Rick Ross because of the situation.
Publicity. According to him, as soon as he says something about 50, the blogs are gonna run it, the YouTubers are gonna talk about it, and just like that, his buzz is reignited. So at this point, Rick Ross knows that going at 50 is beneficial.
So 50 Cent can't mention Rick Ross directly. 50 Cent can't mention Rick Ross directly, Dundada. You know what I'm saying? He can't actually just sit there and just speak on GG and da. You know what I'm saying? But Rick Ross could speak on 50 Cent. You know what I'm saying? Correctional officer shit, Dundada. You know what I'm saying?
Official to him, and honestly, I don't see him stopping anytime soon. Now, after all this, 50 Cent doubled down, once again calling Big Meech a snitch and a rat. But then, one unfortunate person got caught in the crossfire, and that person is Little Meech, Big Meech's son, and 50's apprentice. And since Little Meech is Big Meech's son, by default,
and Little Meech, and not by default, Little Meech over there, done walking around Queens with slow bucks, like niggas wasn't gonna see you,
he got pulled into the Meech versus 50 Cent drama. However, you could tell that he was hurt by the whole thing, and he wanted no parts of it. For him, he felt like the man who mentored him, the man who gave him his acting career, was now turning against him. This is what Lil Meech had to say. They just told me you unfollowed me off Instagram, and now you're managing Skilla Baby with Rocket. When I brought him around you first, when you didn't have a clue who he was. Now you mad at me? When I would take my shirt off my back for you. I can't believe this, man. You act as if I'm your enemy. I've only showed you love and loyalty. I'm human. I go through my own shit, but I never switched up on you. Fuck Ross, but he gave my dad some bread so he can now afford to pay his bills until our next season starts. This internet shit is throwing me off. You know me in real life. Now the strange thing about all of this is while Big Meech seems to be riding with Rick Ross, Little Meech seems to be on 50's side. It looks like Little Meech wants to stay on good terms with 50. And honestly, why wouldn't he? 50 gave him a career, but his father on the other hand has no real loyalty to 50. To Big Meech, it doesn't really matter where the money is coming from. As long as the money keeps coming in, that's all that matters. Alright, so at this point, 50 Cent and Big Meech are beefing. Rick Ross is involved. Little Meech is caught in the middle. But then another rapper, who's also no stranger to beef, decides to jump in. And that rapper is The Game. I'm gonna put my problems with 50 Cent aside and talk about this. And now when I first saw this, I was like, wait a minute.
We understand. We can't be biased, we can't be biased, and shit's actually, you know what I'm saying? She's actually going, you know what I'm saying? She's actually deeper than what we could tell, That's what we could tell. She's actually a little deeper than what we could tell,
YouTube, it's your boy E-Oil, aka the Harlem Legend, man. If you're new to the channel, please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you set your bell notification so you know when I'm dropping a video or going live. Welcome to Harlem Legend TV, man. Big salute to all my supporters out there, man. We got to get right into this one because it's heating up for Big Meech. I got to call it what it is. It's heating up on these wicked streets for Big Meech. So we've been breaking down the case of Dion Cuffy Gatlin. Yeah, a St. Louis kingpin We've been breaking down the news, y'all. There's a lot going on here that I think a lot of us are not privy to. We haven't been reading the paperwork. Affidavits is out.
Yeah, we don't know about.
Yeah. We got people on the internet dipping and dabbing. You know, I do the homework and I bring it to y'all.
Facts. Okay.
This is pretty nasty, y'all. I got to keep it real. Tammy Cowens, you heard? Wait until y'all hear when she became an informant. See, there's a lot of stuff here we didn't know about. There's a lot of things that we're not privy to. This is nasty work. I want y'all to pay attention because this slid across my desk. Tammy Cowens is definitely an informant. And guess who else name popped up in the case down in Atlanta with another well-known big-time drug dealer that was selling pounds of bud? None other than Demetrius Flannery. Pay attention, y'all.
How she became an informant is pretty interesting. There was a gentleman in the name of there was a gentleman in Atlanta by the name of Terry White who got busted in Atlanta on a weed case, a big weed case. And I don't know the specifics. I've done a little research, but it's off of YouTube. So I don't really, it's one of those YouTube channels where it's an invisible person talking, they're talking in the background, but they're showing all these clips like a meme. And he's, so I don't really put a whole lot of stock in that. But I pulled up Terry White's case and I'm reading it now. And what's interesting, Big Meech is mentioned in Terry White's case.
Ain't that a little bit crazy, y'all? I gotta keep it 100. Oh, you not convinced yet? Let me tell y'all something. When it comes to sworn affidavits,
yeah, that shit different, though, Dada. That shit different, bro. That shit different. That shit different, GG. And at the end of the day, Dada, at the end of the day, people understand the real, so they're not gonna. So they're gonna understand what's really going on, Dada. And this is what people's opinions is, Dada. This is what people's opinions is, Dada. So Meech, all Meech got to do, Dada, is just, you know what I'm saying? Tell us what it is so it can make sense out of it. You know what I'm saying? If it is what it is. If it ain't, if it is what it ain't.
these are things that can't be played with. Yeah, it can lead to prison time. They can do whatever they want once you give you a fine. It could go from as low as a fine to prison time, depending on how they feel and how you lied. This woman signed a sworn affidavit with Big Meech's name in it, y'all. You heard? Sworn affidavit. Let's get to it.
In the initial sworn affidavit signed by Tammy Cowens, right? And the penalty for lying on a sworn affidavit could be fines, imprisonment. So there's a penalty for it, right? This is not nothing you can take lightly. So let's bear that in mind. Let's keep that in mind, right? So in the sworn affidavit that allowed the DEA out of St. Louis to get wiretaps or get the approval to have electronic surveillance of Cuffy, there was a sworn affidavit signed by Tammy Cowens.
The affidavit is out, y'all. Third, the affidavit asserts facts related to the suspected drug distribution conspiracy between Demetrius Flannery and Dion Gatlin. And those of you that don't know who Fidel Suarez is, that was the initial guy they wanted. Yeah, that was the initial guy that the federal government actually wanted. That's who Big Meech was actually trying to give up. Instead, it went a little left, y'all. You heard? Fidel Suarez. More specifically, the affidavit asserted that Demetrius Flannery was the purported national leader of Black Mafia family.
But that's not the only thing, too. You got to understand that they sent the Mexican CI first, Dada, and he felt bad for him because he felt a little bit weird, Dada. So they sent people before the Dada from Big Meech. Big Meech sent people before Adam, Dada.
BMF, drug trafficking organization, and had been sentenced to 30 years imprisonment. So he's in prison while this woman, I mean, come on, y'all. Think about it. He's in prison while this woman is out making a connection.
Real Detroit in here. So the real Detroit, let us know how y'all feel about this. Let us know, since y'all from Detroit, y'all probably know, y'all understand, y'all got more insight than that on BMF, or you know what I'm saying? Because he was in Atlanta, so how does this work? Is he actually solidified in Detroit? Is he actually standing on business in Detroit? Do people believe the gimmicks? Is he praised like how he praised? You know what I'm saying? How does it work? You know what I'm saying? Do y'all believe the gimmicks? Do y'all believe what's going on?
Connections. Why is even Big Meech in this paperwork? Think about it. Oh, they got me. Hey, look, I'm convinced. The affidavit further asserted that based on information previously known to DEA St. Louis, Dion Gatlin was a member of St. Louis BMF, was an associate of Flannery, has substantial ties to multiple BMF members, have been indicted in the Eastern District of Missouri on drug trafficking charges and sentenced to 120 months incarceration for drug trafficking. I mean, how much more do we need? I'm just being real, y'all. How much do we need? I'm just being real. I think she's going to give us a lot more cases with Big Meech's name on it. Oh, that's not enough. I get it. Just reading that and seeing what I showed you, that's not enough. Just hearing it from somebody.
Dion, the Kofi dude, Dada, he just have a voice, Dada. He's known, so he got connections. So you know what I'm saying? His daughter and his wife, Dada, they actually been doing their work, Dada, doing their footwork, Dada, meeting podcasters. Like, that's hard to do. Meeting people to get his story out there, Dada. And they happen to be working with him. So a lot of people don't got that type of, you know what I'm saying, don't got them people out there, you know what I'm saying, helping them, Dada. So but Cuffy ain't playing, Dada. Cuffy staying down, Dada. He's doing his Millman March, Dada. He's not playing, Dada.
Yo, look, I wouldn't take that either, y'all. That's not enough. Let's let them read the affidavit word for word. Nasty.
It was due to Tammy Cowan's relationship with Flannery that Tammy Cowan first came in contact with both Fidel Suarez and Dion Gatlin, Cuffy. It was due to Tammy Cowan's relationship with Big Meech that Tammy Cowan first came in contact with both Suarez and Cuffy. In September 2011, Big Meech requested Tammy Cowan's help in coordinating delivery of a load of cocaine to be controlled by Suarez, who at that point was already in contact with Tammy Cowans. Meech asked Tammy Cowans to connect Gatlin and Suarez. At some point, Big Meech asked Tammy Cowans to connect Cuffy and Suarez, and the relationship between Tammy Cowans, Cuffy, and Suarez turned to narcotics. So this is the paperwork, y'all. This is the court document.
What? So you telling me Big Meech put her on to one of his day ones? I'm just being real. Hey, look, the affidavit has been read. I'm convinced. But I get why y'all not. You know, I definitely can get why us in the community don't want to just put this black man down. We don't want to just point the finger at him, right? Because we got to look at our past, y'all. Let's look at the Frank Lucases of the world. You heard? Was serving 70 years and ended up turning around telling. Told on 100 people to get up out that 70 years. Right? Oh, let's go a little further. Nicky Barnes, one of the biggest drug dealers. This has been going on in the community for years.
And that's a fact. And one thing for sure, the niggas ain't gonna cut no slack on what it is and what it's not, So the niggas who actually, so these people, these people, they're prime figures in the community, real individuals that niggas ain't cutting no slack, and they ain't cutting no slack. They're like, yeah, nah, hell yeah, I had to get about that situation, They're not even cutting slack, They saying they did what they did, They're not cutting slack. They're not even trying to hide what the fuck's going on, They're not like that. That's not what they trying to do, GG. You know what I'm saying? So Big Meech, I don't know. I'm saying they saying he's trying to hide his situation and shit like that. But look it, people don't cut no slack. We don't hold no fucking. We ain't biased. We don't hold no fucking no ties. We ain't got no heaven, no hell, put no one in. Facts is facts, and it is what it is. GG. You know what I'm saying?
Guys that we wouldn't think a turncoat. Guys that was so tough and they was committing all these murders and killing all these people. We wouldn't think they was the ones that was going to turncoat. But he sure did. Leroy Nicky Barnes. You heard? What about Alpo? We know what Alpo did. He told on the whole DC. Wayne Perry, one of the biggest enforcers. See, we are our own worst.
And one thing about it too, when these big figures, tell, guess who they tell on, They don't tell where they fucking from, You know what I'm saying? Like, they ain't saying Big Meech stole out anybody in Detroit. Detroit don't even know a Big Meech thing. They say that he stole out someone over there in St. Louis, so they won't even know, It's not their problem. They don't want to understand that, It's not their problem, You know what I'm saying? But everybody else, that's what happened. I almost told everybody in DC, you know what I'm saying? Frank Lucas, he's from down south. He came up here, like maybe he's like, yo, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Enemies, y'all. We taking down ourselves every chance we get. Oh, you want to go to the snow side? Oh yeah, because they done told too. What about James Whitey Bulger? He was on the run for 16 years. You heard? He ran a whole gang and he told. Shout out to my peoples up in Boston, but he definitely told. He was a no.
That's what happens, bro. That's it's the method. It's the it's the pressure. It's the pressure of doing the time. That's why someone like Supreme, someone like Supreme, they used to doing time. They came up doing time. But someone like me, they used to get money, nigga, nothing but money, nigga. You think they want to be locked off, You think they want to be up in that situation, even though they are firm, even though some situations was thing, but that shit's crazy, bro. That shit hit different. Bro. A situation gets scarce because you think that, yo, these people actually started up business, bro. These people actually, you know what I'm saying? They're not like that, bro. They would never. But at the end of the day, these people that's getting to the bag, they don't want to hear that shit. They ain't trying to get back up to time. What you trying to do?
since been on social media going after Big Meech. Ever since Meech took some pictures with 50 Cent's op, Rick Ross, promoting a car show and welcome home concert that Ross was putting on for Meech. 50's been saying, who is Tammy Cohen's, and saying she's going to...
I don't know what's up with Jeezy. I don't know if that's what they said. I don't know if they saying that about Jeezy. I don't know. I never heard that about Jeezy, but
expose Meech for being a rat, and also saying BMF's going to be canceled after the next season. Even sharing a text from Lil Meech saying Ross just gave his dad some money to pay his bills until the next season. And 50 put in the caption, what next season? This is all in addition to Southwest T, Terry Flannery, taking a picture with Supreme's son, another one of 50's enemies, a few months back. But at the end of the day, this is nothing new for 50 Cent. He's been using beef as a marketing strategy ever since stepping onto the national scene after getting signed with Dr. Dre and Eminem and putting out the album Get Rich or Die Trying. I'm not going to go as far as saying that the beef between 50 and Meech is fake, but either way, I guarantee 50 is using this and exaggerating it to promote the new season of BMF. I know calling Meech a rat is a major accusation, but at the end of the day,
I know Preem is heated because he put free Preem, free Beach. He's like, yo, what the fuck? Why they got my name there? What the fuck's going on?
We also know about 50's love for the book 48 Laws of Power. And Law 6 of the 48 Laws of Power says to court attention at all costs. Then also keep in mind that Tammy Cohen's, the woman at the center of all this, is a credited producer of the BMF series. So this woman isn't just someone who's just now coming around. She's been involved with the BMF series from the beginning. She was even a producer in the 2012 BMF documentary, The Rise and Fall of a Hip-Hop Drug Empire. So to me, 50's just using the narrative that was already out there of Tammy Cohen being a federal informant to promote the show. But even if the beef is real, like Eazy-E said on his song Real Motherfucking G's back in the day, Dre Day only macked Eazy's payday. Because beef has been used for promotion going all the way back to the beginning of hip-hop with the group NWA. And as far as Eazy-E saying Dre Day only macked Eazy's payday, 50 could say the same thing regarding the BMF series, whether the beef between him and Meech and Terry is real or not. Because Rick Ross responded to everything that 50's been doing and saying that instead of a TV series, he's going to make a BMF big budget film. But he couldn't do that if he wanted to because 50 Cent owns the TV and film rights of BMF. 50's getting a payday from the BMF series, keeping in mind that Stars gave 50 $150 million when the Power franchise was extended into spinoffs. Getting me to the real reason why BMF's going to be canceled after season 4. I believe this has been planned and in motion for a couple years now.
So Stars gave 50 the 150 from Stars. Stars gave 50 the 150 million for Power, not for BMF, for the spinoffs of Power only, for the spinoffs of Power. That's what he did it for, the spinoffs of Power, GG. So it was never about the BMF. Oh shit, I didn't know. We thought you got it for just the BMF.
Now, because around the time season 2 of BMF was released, it was announced all over the news BMF would be coming out with a universe like the Power universe called BMF Immortals with 3 spinoffs. And if 50 got a $150 million payday for the Power extension, he'll probably get at least close to that with the BMF extension. And I think this is not only the reason why BMF will be canceled after season 4, because there will be 3 spinoffs replacing the single series, but also why the beef between 50 and Meech is going on right now. Also keep in mind that Rick Ross has his car show and welcome home concert for Meech the first week of June. I would almost put money on the fact that BMF season 4 will be released the same week. Like Ross even said in the video he made, all he has to do is open up his mouth and say 50 Cent's name for free promotion. And this goes both ways. 50 said that he's already convinced Stars to move forward with the BMF spinoffs, and also that the BMF Immortal spinoffs will be different than the Power spinoffs because they will switch to the police perspective at some point. I'll put a link to the interview when 50 Cent talked about BMF Immortals in the comments. But that was a couple years ago, so I feel like the writing and everything would already.
Yeah, so the writing's gonna automatically have to go to the prison time and all this and all that, and it's gonna eventually get to Big Meech. Eventually gonna be Big Meech was gonna be an actor. He eventually would have showed his face, but now someone else gonna play him.
Already be set in motion for the new spinoffs after season 4. Because the fact season 3 ended with concluding a lot of storylines, I think season 4 will be the season that lays the foundation for the 3 new spinoffs. The 3 series would likely be one following Meech, and also J-Bo will also likely play a key role in that series because 50's also teased on IG about doing a J-Bo series. So I think his story will be part of Meech's spinoff. Then the second spinoff would be following Terry when he moves from Detroit to California and eventually establishes 263. And this will be focused on Terry running the West Coast operation, and Markeisha would also play a key role in that series. And the other series, I'm guessing, because 50 talked about having a law enforcement perspective, so the third series will be based off Detective Thomas Bryant and his hunt to take down Meech, because we know that he will be involved in the story until the end, eventually joining the DEA, because he was part of the flash forward scene in season 2 when Terry got arrested. At the end of season 3, Detective Bryant and Veronica Jen had just got their jobs back after taking down police corruption in Detroit. Jen said that she was headed to LA, and Bryant said that he was headed down south to hunt Meech. So this sets them up to possibly just be a part of Meech and Terry's spinoffs and not have their own. Because 50 did say that there would be a police perspective, not actually indicating there would be an actual police spinoff. And I'm hoping that there isn't a complete law enforcement series because I don't watch cop shows. But if there is a BMF spinoff from law enforcement's perspective, I guess I'd have to watch it so I can keep up with everything going on in the overall BMF universe. The hunt for BMF might have just been so big that it requires a whole spinoff just to cover that part alone. The other potential third spinoff we might see is a Lamar spinoff, like I've talked about in other videos, because 50 did post on social media a while back that a Lamar spinoff was in motion. And personally, I'd rather see a Lamar spinoff than a Thomas Bryant and Detective Jen spinoff any day of the week. As far as the Flannery parents, Charles and Lucille, their story pretty much wrapped up in season 3 after we saw how their divorce played out. Charles is now on the road doing music, and Lucille is now the assistant pastor at her church. I think their roles will be reduced more in season 4 and reduced to guest appearances in the future spinoffs, kind of like Tasha St. Patrick's role in the final couple seasons of Power Book 2 Ghost. As far as the Flannery brothers, season 3 concluded with them taking out their enemies, Remy Ransom and Henry, finding a way to move their product from state to state in spite of the Red Dogs, and having shops set up in 5 different cities: Atlanta, Detroit, St. Louis, Cleveland, and Alabama. But they encountered a
that's crazy, Dada. They get into it, Dada. They're about to do spin-offs, all this shit, all that. They was about to, damn, Gigi, what happened, bro? Like, shit get brutal, bro. Shit get brutal.
major problem in the final minutes of the season finale when they found out that their plug Loco was in a Mexican prison. And they were in Mexico trying to break him out because they had no other option. If they didn't, they would have no product. I think in season 4, we'll find out that they failed at breaking Loco out of prison, and Meech will head to Cali to find a new plug. I'm pretty sure that's going to happen this season because I think Little Meech had braids at the time they were filming season 4. And as we finally see this California expansion that a lot of us have been waiting on because we never saw it happen in the Power universe, I think season 4 BMF will be the best season yet, setting up the BMF Immortals 1, 2, and 3. And there you have it. I believe the real reason why BMF is going to be canceled after season 4 is not because the series is coming to an end, but because there will be 3 new spinoffs coming out. Leave your thoughts, theories.
Yeah, so he's still gonna make a bag off it. That I don't like this shit. This shit got done. This shit done got spooky. So man, stay more aware than ever. I'm convinced, Dandada. I'm absolutely convinced, GG. That's what it is. I'm actually convinced, man. But it is what it is, bro. Life's what you make it. You can't love it, you can't hate it. Dandada stay more weird than ever. You know what I'm saying? 50's breathing, Meech is breathing. Them niggas is living their life. People's living their life. Dandada, I'm saying more positivity into the world. GG's Dandada, hyena school, not so for the street. Remember, Dandada, the streets is overrated. Dandada, the streets ain't got no rules. Dandada, so life's what you make it. Stay more weird than ever, bro. And you know what I'm saying? Just, you know what I'm saying? Stay on business. Sometimes stay coherent in the shadows. Watch how you know what I'm saying? Get in that elevator. Who's elevator? God's elevator. Stay more aware. Da-da-da. Do your milliman march. Da-da-da. You heard? And stay more aware. Da-da-da. Stay active. You heard? If you mark it, we gonna spark it. If you ping it, we gonna sting it. If you drop the low, we gonna flock this slow. You heard? And you tag it, we bring it static. Hyenas. Ah, who?